this is a great honor for every fan of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm honored to be in the NFL.
What can I say? Mamba out.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to the Afternoon Show presented by ESEN.
He just jumped right in there.
I don't know why, but anyway, I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez and Jay McLevin. How's it going, guys?
That was like a magic trick or some shit. It was food.
Yeah.
Surprise!
Yeah. Hey, just real quick, shout out for those who prayed, man. My wife Melanie definitely needs some prayers, man. She she had that issue with her heart. They went there and did the ablation. They got the one spot they saw, and then they put her on a heart monitor after she got out of the hospital. And she just went in today to get the readings from the heart monitor as her follow-up visit. And they found 4 more spots that they're going to have to go in there and deal with. So looks like she's going to have to spend at least a night or two in the hospital and get these heart issues taken care of. But just keep old Mel in your heart. That's all. And pray a little bit for her. She could probably use it.
Oh, most definitely. Definitely will. She's a good lady. She has to be a good lady to put up with Jay. So that tells you right there.
Man, listen, she is a saint because outside of Gonzo, I don't know anybody else who can handle me. And maybe Frank. No, but yeah, I appreciate that, man. But turning to, I guess, lighter news, lots and things going on in MLB trade deadline as it approaches.
Yeah, it's been crazy. Let's talk a little bit first. Let's talk about the Reds and the Astros. They're our team, so let's talk about them first. The Reds, first of all, yesterday afternoon, I think we was actually on, just ready to get off the show. The Reds got third baseman Cabrian Hayes from Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh got reliever Tyler Rogers and shortstop prospect Sammy Safura in return. I like this deal a lot. Hayes, decent bat, even though he's struggled a little bit this year compared to what he's done in the past. But he's a Gold Glove third baseman. He's 27, 28 years old, and he's under contract for the next 3 or 4 years at a really good price. So I think it was a great deal for the Cincinnati Reds. I mean, it may be a good deal for the Pirates too. I don't know, but definitely a good deal for the Reds. Chris, I'll go to you first. What do you think about that one?
Oh, no, I like it. I know I saw a lot of people online, so-called Reds fans, but just that didn't like it, saying, "Oh, he's only hitting 240." Like, okay, there's guys in major league lineups that are hitting 219. Eugenio Suarez, that everybody wanted, what's his batting average? He's hitting like 248. Yeah, he has 34 home runs, but his batting average is 248. Brian Hayes is hitting 240. Like the average in Major League Baseball is 250. Like is what is considered average. So like he's right there. So like and usually most of the time is more toward 280 hitter. He was doing with a little bit of a lower back issue earlier in the season. He got to kind of slow start. I think he's progressing, and I think getting a fresh scenery out of Pittsburgh can help you too. You get moved to a team where you feel like you have a better chance to compete than what you did before. That can help give you a little bit of a spark too as well. So I like the deal. I like what they did with the pitching too, because I think Martinez is moving him to the bullpen. I think is a good move. He's done a solid job for us filling in as a starter. But he is great at like coming in and pitching 2-3 innings like in the middle of a game. That dude, that's where he thrives, is a middle relief. Bring him in like 6 inning, and he can pitch like the 6th, 7th, and maybe even the 8th. Like that's where he thrives at. And if you add him to our bullpen there, and then you can move Ashcraft more to like your setup guy in the 8th, and then with Pagan as the closer, that strengthens our bullpen up a lot, and
Yep.
it takes a little bit of load off Barlow and some of them other guys that have that's had to throw quite a bit here lately.
Yeah, I agree with you. I like both moves that they made. Chris was talking about Littell that the Reds got in a three-way deal with the Dodgers and the Tampa Bay. Like I said, he's 8-8 with a 3.58 ERA. Quality pitcher, not a superstar, but he's a quality arm. I think, like he said, with some of the moves they can make, moving guys to the bullpen, it strengthens the Reds' rotation all around. One thing I did want to say about Suarez. Look, I understand people wanted Suarez, and I was one of them. I would like to got Suarez too. And a lot of teams wanted Suarez. But the thing I like about this deal, maybe even better, is the fact that Suarez was going to be a rental most places. Definitely would have been a rental for the Reds. He'd have came in and been gone after the year. This guy here, he's going to be there for the next 3 or 4 years at a good price, and he shores up your third base defensively. And like you said, hopefully he can get back to hitting. But yeah, Suarez numbers 248, 87 RBIs, 36 home runs, but I think like 111 strikeouts. So, I mean, and he's always struck out a lot. I mean, there's a lot of other players that do too. He's not the only one. Jay, do you have any takes on the Reds? And then after we do that, we'll talk about the Astros.
No, I think I think the Reds, they were obviously a little bit conservative at the trade deadline. Of course, it's not over with yet, so they're you never know what else they may do. But I think right now, they've addressed some needs. I think that they felt that they had. They didn't. I don't think they get in Gonzo. This is your team more than mine. So I guess I don't know how many actual assets or valuable assets you had to give up for that, but it doesn't seem like you had to give up too much.
No.
To get what you got, right?
No, we didn't give up any of our better prospects.
Which is always a good thing when you don't have to give up your better prospects. So, look, you guys address some needs. You guys are not too far out of the wild card. I think you're only, maybe 3 games back. So you're very much in contention. So I think obviously your GM and them figured out that, we'll address a couple of spots, not to give up too much, and then see what we got going into it. So it should be interesting, to say the least. Suarez, I'd be interested to know what his OPS is, because I really think that's one of the most important stats in baseball, even more than the batting average, I believe. So I don't know what his OPS was, but
I don't either.
I know the league average is 710. So I feel like you got a good player when your OPS is 710 or better. For me, anyway, that's one of the stats that I look at, because that OPS takes in walks, slugging, all of that stuff, right? It's like a combined stat. So that's why I look at that OPS. I'd be interested to know what his OPS. I know he has a high strikeout rate, but I'd be curious to know what his OPS is.
Okay, let's
Look it up.
switch.
Yes, sir. I'm doing that. I just want to.
Well,
Yes, sir.
Let's switch to the Astros. So far, they got infielder Ramon Arias from Baltimore. He's got a 248 batting average, 8 home runs, and 34 RBIs on the season. Going to be an infielder. I know Jay had said earlier that he thinks he's probably going to play a lot at second base. Jay, how do you feel about the deal? I think he was wanting a little bit more. But
Yeah.
How you feeling?
It's lateral emotion-wise. It's neither hot nor cold. It's just lateral because, like I just told you a second ago, OPS is one of the bigger things I look at, and his OPS is below 7. I think it's like high 6s, like 680, 690, somewhere in that neighborhood. But he's definitely below the league average for OPS. So that kind of makes me a little nervous offensively. I think defensively, he'll be just fine. I think he'll hold down second base. I think they're going to probably have Dubon over at third, or they could even put Altuve back. I've heard that they may be putting Altuve back to second and possibly putting Trammell in left field and going with that going forward, which then would put either Dubon or Urias at the number 2 or at the third base spot. So I don't know. For me, it's just a lateral. Nothing. I didn't get really hyped up about it. I to be honest with you, I'm kind of whatever, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what we gave up for him. I hope it wasn't. It could have been too much what we gave up from him. We missed out on Suarez. I really believe the reason why we missed out on Suarez, and I was telling Frankie and everybody in the chat yesterday that we just don't have the draft capital, right? I mean, or the assets. We just don't have the assets in our minor league system to really appeal for a guy like Suarez. And I think that's kind of probably why Seattle did get him, is Seattle does have a lot of good prospects, and I think that's probably ultimately what got the job done for him.
The moves that Seattle made, does that worry you a little bit for your Astros?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they added Naylor on first, which they needed, and they added Suarez on third, which they needed. The only downside to Suarez is that he's a little bit prone defensively at third. That's the only thing I think that would be a weakness in his game, is just his defensive play at third. But I don't, like I was telling Bo about this earlier today, I don't think that's going to be too huge of a factor for you guys. I think you're doing great things offensively, right? If you look at, they got Kyle Raleigh at the plate. They got, they got Suarez at third and Naylor at first, Rodriguez. I mean, they're slowly building a really good offensive team to go along with a really good pitching unit that they have. So I think the Mariners are looking pretty tough right now, and I'm curious to see where they go, right? I mean, they're 5 games back of us, but again, we're in summer ball, so right now, I mean, it's a lot of teams go flat during the summer, so we'll see come August and September. I think really more August is when we're going to start to see what Seattle has and what Houston has. And then don't forget Texas, because Texas is actually killing it right now, and they're actually tied with the Mariners, I believe, for the wild card spot.
Yeah,
so they're right in there. I mean,
Texas hasn't made.
Could you imagine if Houston, Texas, and Seattle got in there?
Yeah, you never know. What are you going to do, knock them Yankees out?
I mean, who's to say it won't happen? I know Frankie's going to say something about that when it's his turn, but I mean, who's to say? I don't think the Yankees are a solidified team that's in there just yet.
Speaking of the Yankees, that new third baseman they got helped them win the game last night. McMahon, I think, had a walk-off and had a pretty big night.
Yeah, he had a walk-off for the Yankees to beat the Rays last night.
Yeah. How's it going, Frankie?
It's going good, boys. How you guys doing today?
Well, what are you thinking about your Yankees and the moves they've made so far in free agency?
Well, it's some impressive movements, but I still want some pitching. If we haven't gotten pitching yet, but the deadline isn't over. I'm pretty sure we got about almost 3 hours. We got about 3.5 hours left of trade deadline. So I'm hoping Brian Cashman can make some move and getting us some bullpen help. Other than that, I have some confidence in my boys once Aaron Judge comes back from the IL. And more so. I mean, we're beating the shit out of the Rays right now, so I'm good.
Other than the Yankees, it could be the Yankees, but any move that stands out to you that's been made so far?
I like the Ryan McMahon move. At first, I was really skeptical about it, but then, seeing his defensive plays at third base, I see why they got it. They got him more for a defensive part than they did for his batting. But then again, don't sleep on his batting. Look what he did yesterday, getting the walk-off hit in the 11th inning against the Rays. We got another one that's starting today over at right field. We got him from the White Sox. And I still have yet to see the dude that we got from Washington. I think I seen him in one game, but it was like a pinch hit type thing. Other than that, I mean, I'm not fully confident just yet. Like I said, the deadline isn't up yet, and we still haven't reached August yet. So got a lot to see left here in baseball.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'd like the McMahon pickup. He's a pretty good player. I know his numbers doesn't stand out, but again, you got to remember he's playing for Colorado, and what are they going to win this year? 30 games. So I think getting out of there and getting on a team like the Yankees, I think you're going to see good things from him.
I'll tell you though, just to kind of, Frankie was talking about bullpen help, and Frankie, I don't know if you noticed this or not, but it looks like possibly you guys got interest in 2 arms already, as well as the Astros. and it looks like those arms are pretty similar. It looks like you guys are looking at Alcantara as well as Dylan Cease. And I know that's also who the Astros are looking at. So I would be interested to see how that works out between now and 4 o'clock when the deadline expires.
Neither one of them guys are bullpen guys. Them guys are starters.
No. They're starting rotation, but he also needs starting rotation help, though.
Okay, but you were talking about, you said we needed bullpen help. That's why I had.
I know I probably said bullpen, but I meant to start
I
rotation.
don't think the Yankees are going to make more of a push in starting pitchers just because they know they got Luis Hill coming back and making a season debut on Sunday against Miami. I honestly don't think that they're going to look for starters, but they're definitely looking at some bullpen help. But I wouldn't be surprised if they go out and get a starter, because if they get a starter, then that means that Cam Scheffler can go and pitch the bullpen. Can you guys shut the hell up? I'm on a podcast. Sorry for the interruption, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, we could get Cam in the bullpen, and if we could go ahead and get a starter.
Hey, those are my God babies. So you leave my God babies alone.
Jesus.
Jay, you lost that privilege last night. You shut up.
No, I didn't. I still got that privilege.
Hey, yeah, Frank, I'm at work working, and I see the chat going on, and my old ass gets blown up, said that I seen Babe Ruth play live. Now, come on, man. I'm at work. I'm not on the damn chat. What are you attacking me for?
Yeah, last night was fun. So I'll just go ahead and bring it up, man. Look, we had an argument about who the better manager is. And I have adamantly defended that AJ Hinch, even though he's not even an Astro anymore, I have defended that AJ Hinch is better than Aaron Boone. That was the premise of last night's issue. And it met a little pushback.
Yeah, because I'm over here trying to explain the Jays. You know, you're over there saying Hinch is better than Boone, but I think Jay's forgetting that Hinch had to cheat to beat Boone to get to a World Series. But I guess that don't matter, right? You just want to knock that off and just worry about his Detroit time and management.
You know, and at first I thought, well, maybe in the chat room, because me and Frankie, we do kind of go at it between our teams. So I said, well, you know what? Just for shits and giggles, let me go outside. So on the Coast to Coast today, I posed that same question. I asked Pags and I asked Bo. I said, what do you think? And unanimously, it was conceded that AJ Hinch is the better coach. And it was for a number of reasons. Number one, the developmental and the culture that AJ brings to the Houston Astros and that he brought to Detroit is unparalleled. It's really unparalleled. I mean, if you look at the Astros from a 100-loss season to now being, winning World Series, that was all AJ Hinch is doing. That was all him and Ed Wade taking those picks and getting the right picks and forming that team. If you look at when he goes to Detroit, he took Detroit from last place to first place. And I don't know. I will tell you right now, I don't 100% believe that Aaron Boone could, number one, do what AJ Hinch has done. And number two, I don't think that he could even do what Espada is doing, because Espada, there's basically nobody. And everybody knows this Houston has nobody. Everybody knows it. You go look at the depth chart, you'll see it. But yet, we're above Boone. Now, you telling me where you think Boone is better than AJ Hinch, I'll listen.
I feel like you don't watch baseball, because if you did watch baseball, you'll understand. Shut up. I did not interrupt you the entire 10 minutes you were just talking. Drink your water and shut up. I don't think you're actually watching it, because if you were to actually be watching it, you will see why we're not where we're at. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Tony said it the other day on the amount of errors we had on the amount of games that we've been playing, right? If we weren't making those errors, I'm pretty sure we'll be getting wins. Also, bullpen, like I said, bullpen been coming in and blowing leads. We need bullpen help, because our bullpen has been losing people like Fernando Cruz. We've been losing people like Luke Weaver. So, like, we need help at the bullpen side of it. But you go ahead and ask a Seattle Mariners fan. You go ahead and you ask a Philly fan who know that they're going to hate on Boone because their teams can't beat Boone. I get it. Just like AJ Hinch, you can't beat Boone without cheating. I mean, and you want to say something about your manager. You know how I feel about your manager. He's shitty. And you want to go ahead and praise him. Congratulations, praise him. But then again, don't forget that he got swept by Hinch last year, and Hinch can't beat Boone without cheating. So I don't know what that's got. You know, I don't know. There's a ladder in there that's kind of catching my eye. But I'm not gonna do that with you today. Not on the live stream. Not with Gonzo and Tony here. You know, it's a productive day.
I just have one question. Just one question. Just one. I remember a time in the postseason play, Houston was playing New York, and we swept you in the playoffs. Do you remember that time? I do. Who was your manager then? Was it
That's when
Boone?
you guys had an actual manager. That's when you had an actual manager who wasn't cheating, who was actually good.
All right.
I'm not down talking Dusty Baker. Dusty
No,
Baker's
I
a
love
good
Dusty.
manager.
Matter of fact, Dusty's actually making a comeback. Did you see he's coaching the Nicaragua team now? At 88 now? I think it's 88. He's coaching Nicaragua.
Damn it. The Yankees game just went into a rain delay.
But no, hey, did you see that Dusty Baker's coaching Nicaragua now?
I did in the World Baseball Classics. I can't wait to see him get beat there too.
But anywho, but you know, I do think that the Astros need to pick up. I don't care who you get. If you want to get Alcantara, I'm good with that because he was a former Cy Young candidate up until he had Tommy John. Now he's coming back off Tommy John. So I think it takes about a year and a half or at least a good half year after you've come back to the league to really get integrated back in. So I think Alcantara might be a good pickup. Dylan Cease, you know, he's had some good moments. I think they're going to be good back at the end starting rotation guys. But I don't know. We'll see what they do. They haven't got anybody yet, so we'll see.
Well, one thing that I noticed I thought was kind of interesting, maybe you guys knew this, I didn't. In that trade that the Reds made yesterday, they traded Taylor Rogers to Pittsburgh. When I did not know that he had a twin brother, and he also got traded yesterday. Tyler, he got traded to the Giants. No, from the Giants to the Mets. I didn't know that there's twin brothers playing this year. I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Honestly, that's interesting. You know,
I knew that because when we played the Giants earlier in the year, they had talked about it on TV because both of them had played in that game. They were talking about how twin brothers playing in the same game. One of our earlier series against the Giants.
that's interesting, though. I mean, it's pretty cool to say to have family on both sides of the plate. That's pretty cool. I don't know if that's ever. I guess it's probably the first time in history, right? I don't think it's ever been done before.
Yeah, and I'll tell you another thing that was interesting. The Mets and the Phillies both made moves to help their back end, the relief pitching. The Mets got Ryan Hesley from the St. Louis Cardinals, 21 saves, 3-1 record, and Philly got a closer, Duran from Minnesota. He's got 16 saves and 6-4 record. So both teams in the same division, fighting out for that division, both went out there and try to strengthen their bullpen. And it looks like probably the back end of it. Seattle got a relief pitcher, Caleb Ferguson from Pittsburgh, 2-2 record, more of a middle reliever. He got a 3.74 ERA.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Okay.
And
one thing real quick. I want to go back to this Hinch and Boone thing because
I don't know, man. We already buried the hatchet on that one.
Okay, I guess
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. No, that's not what I'm saying.
This will be
That's not what I'm saying, Gonzo.
Today will be the last day I'm on this afternoon show.
No, don't do that. That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant by that. I would just say, like, me and Frankie already had I don't want to reignite another argument between me and Frankie. That's all I meant. But no, I apologize.
You can ignite all the arguments you want because from now on, I'm going to be doing my own afternoon show at 3:00 with me. If Dad wants to join me, that's cool. But I'm done with this shit. But what I was going to say before I got told not to say it was, you keep saying Hinch is so much better. They have Hinch is 481 and 320 in his career, 59% winning percentage. Boone is 662 and 478 in his career, 59% winning percentage. So they're both pretty fucking good.
Okay. Well, then there's that. That's the Hinch issue right there. Yes, sir. I don't know, man, Tony, man. Where are you going to go with after this, man? We're good. Whatever it is you got on there, brother.
Let's see here. Oh, the move that I thought was pretty cool and interesting. I thought was funny because it was the player that Mr. Sports Judge wanted so bad, Mason Miller, and of course they didn't get him. The Dodgers didn't get him, but guess who got him? The San Diego Padres, the team that he hates the most. Got Miller. Oh, he was irate. But they gave up a lot, man. They gave up one of the best prospects in baseball, shortstop Leo the Fries. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. And they also gave up 3 pitchers too, minor league pitchers. So they gave up quite a bit. But San Diego also did get starting pitcher Sears. So they did get a closer and another starting pitcher. So San Diego definitely making some moves to try to catch the Dodgers. Also, the Blue Jays getting Shane Bieber. Bieber had pitched this year because he had Tommy John surgery at the start of 2024, but they say he's ready to come back. So that'd be interesting to see if he can come back and help the Blue Jays. Also, Philly got Harrison Bader from Minnesota. Bader batted .258, 12 home runs, and 38 RBIs. And let's see, the Dodgers did get a reliever, and that also pissed off Sports Judge because he didn't like the reliever they got. Brock Stewart from Minnesota, 2-1 record and a pretty good ERA, 2.38. So I don't know why he was upset about.
Yeah. I mean, and I wonder, Milwaukee.
You know why he's upset, Tony? He's upset because the Dodgers sold their soul to so many players, and that's not happening the way the Dodgers fans thought it was going to happen. They thought they were going to go undefeated. They thought they were going to look like they're going to win another World Series. We all know they're not. We all know Houston's not. We all know Detroit's not. We all know the Reds aren't going to make it. We all know the Yankees aren't going to fucking win it. It's gonna be a silly team where nobody's even thinking of that's gonna win the World Series. Watch.
What's interesting about the Dodgers, though, is if they do, because I don't think there's going to be a 2026 season, given the way that Manfred's already been kind of talked to by Bryce Harper in terms of the salary cap. You got to imagine the salary cap's coming. And if the salary cap does come and there is a lockout in 26, probably comes out in 27, that cap does go into effect. I wonder how that's going to affect the Dodgers financially, because I got to imagine that Major League Baseball is going to require the Dodgers to bring in that deferment and have them pay it all up at the lump sum. And if that happens, you almost got to think that puts the Dodgers financially in a hole.
Jay, there'll be a season next year. The current CBA don't end till after next season.
But haven't they talked about? I've heard 3 different times that there was going to be a lockout over that CBA.
Oh, I got some baseball news for the Yankees.
Yankees.
The Yankees just made a trade with the Pittsburgh Pirates on getting the All-Star closer Bender.
Yep, I was just getting ready to say that. I was waiting for Jay to finish. Yep, David Bender.
Oh, don't wait for Jay to finish. I'll just cut him off like he does everybody.
Good thing I got thick skin. Doesn't hurt me. But what I wanted to say was, didn't Harrison Bader also get traded, I believe, to the Phillies?
Yeah, I just mentioned that.
Yeah, I was saying about that earlier. I don't know, but the Phillies got a pretty good team. I think they're stacking a good team over there.
Yeah, them and the Mets are both making moves. That's a good move for the Yankees. I like that move. And he was just saying they needed some bullpen help. They got it there.
What team do you think has improved the most at the trade deadline?
You said which team?
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like after yesterday, the Mets, getting all those bullpen help, especially like they're getting 2 extra closers next to Edwin Diaz. I mean, their bullpen looks really scary now. But then again, their offense has been like not showing up at all the last couple of games. So maybe if their offense can turn it around and be what everyone expected them to be, plus with the bullpen that they just got, I think the Mets can be really scary.
I'm thinking I like what Seattle's doing. I think the upgrades that they've made right now in that infield. I'm not lying to you. I think the Seattle team is gonna. I think they're ready to show out.
Stop that! Come on, Jay. They got a guy who plays terrible at third base, who's just a good hitter, and then they go and they get a nailer that nobody cares about. Come on, Jay. Seattle.
No, but seriously though, could you imagine? No, seriously, I really think it's possible. I'm not saying it's going to, but there is a good possibility. If you look at the way that again, this is summer, so I understand that we still got 2 more months before we hit postseason. But that division is lined up well in the wild card and in the division. There could be a scenario. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but there could be a scenario where the only team that comes out of that division is Toronto.
And this is why everybody makes
I don't know, Joe. So that's a little far. I'm not going to say that. Joe, I love you, man. You're my boy, but I don't think we don't have the team to win the World. Joe, I hate to say it, but we don't have the team to win the World Series. We don't. I believe we'll make the postseason. I 100% believe that. But with the amount of injuries that we have, I don't think we can sustain against a tougher team, especially with Toronto. Toronto is loading up over there, and I don't think a lot of teams are going to be able to deal with Toronto. I think Toronto's going to be the team. Plus, with maybe Detroit can slide in there. Toronto and Detroit, I think that's going to be your ALCS.
I like what the Padres did, getting Miller and getting that other starting pitcher. I think that helps the Padres a lot. They've got enough offense, but I hope it
don't know
catches
where the Brewer team came from. This Brewer team, and you guys know, y'all know the Brewer team better than I do, but that Brewer team is just looking great this year. And what exactly did they bring over there that just transformed them into where they are currently?
The cockroaches, Jay. I told you they don't go away.
I would say to me the Phillies and the Mets have probably done the best so far at the trade deadline. I like what the Phillies done, getting a reliever and then adding Harrison Bader, who's one of the better center fielders. I like what they added to their team, and then I agree with what Frankie said about the Mets and the bullpen. So I would say them two have probably improved the most so far at the trade deadline.
Yeah,
I like Shane Bieber for the Blue Jays.
Me, though,
I don't know where he is though, as far as health wise.
Yeah.
Is it just me though, or does this trade deadline seem slower in terms of movement compared to other trade deadlines in the past?
It just seems slower to you because the Astros hasn't made much moves.
No, that's not true because Astros historically don't make many moves at the trade deadline. I just feel like the trade deadline as a whole.
It's not that it's slow, Jay. It's that they pushed the deadline further back. It never used to be literally at the end of July. It normally is like July, like literally like before All-Star break. I feel like the trade, or a little bit after the All-Star break, the trade deadline is like done with. But they literally pushed it till the end of July, which is really rare.
Go ahead. I don't know if it was slower, but I think there wasn't as many. There wasn't you didn't have the real big name. You didn't have very many big name guys on the move. So I think that might be why it seems a little different. Because Suarez was one of the bigger names. You didn't have no real big trade this year.
No big starting pitchers have went yet. They still could, but since 1 o'clock this morning, there's been about 15 to 17 trades made.
Yeah. That's so you said there's been only 17 total trades?
Well, since about 1 o'clock in the morning till now.
Okay.
Till now. And that could be closer to 20 now, but just roughly in there.
Joe, I really have a strong feeling, and I'm not trying to like.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to, go over the, overboard or whatever. I understand you're in Italy and the time differential is kind of hard with you watching baseball and stuff like that. But you got to understand when injured players come back, especially being out for so long, it takes a while for them to get back into the groove, into the rhythm of baseball. So don't just sit there saying, oh, when we get Jeremy Pena back and Yordan Alvarez with some of our pitching, we're going to be back and do something in the play. It's going to take some time. And don't forget your pitching. They don't pitch every day. They're pitching like every 5 days. So it's going to take some time. I know, Chris, I don't want to talk about the Astros anymore either, but this dude he's putting up some crazy comments.
Well, I don't think I really don't even think Jordan even comes back this season. He is taking a little bit of batting practice, but I don't think and even if he does come back, like you said, Frankie, I don't think he's going to be near what he was previously. So yeah, that's a very valid point.
Yeah, it takes time. When Giancarlo Stanton came back, he literally he was getting base hits here and there, but it took him at least 4 games for him to get his first base hit, and then it took him 7 games to get his first home run. So it takes time for a player to get back into the groove of things. I'm pretty sure the Cincinnati Reds have been through the same thing. They've seen injured players and they come back.
Yep, Hayes.
Austin Hayes was hitting over 300, got hurt, came back, and for 2 weeks couldn't hit nothing. Now he's back to hitting. The last 2 weeks he's been hitting 300 again. It took him about 2-3 weeks to get back in the swing of it when he came back off his injury.
And like Frankie said, it could be worse for a pitcher because you don't have it. And that's one reason why they send them, to rehab starts, 2 or 3 rehab starts to try to get their confidence back and get everything mechanics back.
Spencer Steer, the same way. He started the season off with that shoulder injury and got off to a terrible start. And here the last month, he's been hitting 300, close to 300.
That's why with Luis Hill, he's coming back. He's making his debut on Sunday, but I'm not I put him on my fantasy, but I'm not going to start him because I know it's going to take him some time to get back to what he was from last year when he won the rookie, the AL Rookie of the Year for pitching. So I know it's going to take him some time. He's been having good reps over at AAA, but let's not forget AAA is minor league players compared to major league players. So it's going to take Luis Hill some time to get in the groove of things. I'm not going to rush my man to, I'm not going to be on Sunday, come on, Luis Hill. I want some freaking outs here. It's going to take some time. I'll give him 3 starts.
Let me ask you guys a question real quick. Cause I was thinking this last night before I say this, don't get me wrong. Dave Roberts is a smart manager, great manager, but I think the Dodgers are mishandling. And I don't know if it's Roberts or if it's above his head. They're mishandling Ohtani. What happened in that game against the Reds last night is basically what I told you was going to happen during the show. Ohtani was going to pitch 3-4 innings, and it's basically a bullpen game. And then when you do that, if he's not ready to be, if you're going to try to use him as a starting pitcher and he's not ready to be a starting pitcher and try to go to 6 innings, yesterday you had to take him out in the 4th inning because he was cramping. He had threw 7 straight balls and then they pulled him out for cramping, but he stayed in, played the rest of the game hitting. But when you have to do that, not only did that hurt you for that game because it's hard to win a bullpen game when you're pitching your bullpen 5-6 innings in a game. Not only does it hurt you that game, it hurts you the next couple games because of all the innings you're taxing your bullpen with. So to me, if you're trying to build the guy up to be a starter, and I know you're not going to put him down the minors to get rehab starts. It would have been smarter to use him as a relief pitcher to let him build his arm strength and stuff back up, and then put him as a starter when he was ready. I think they're hurting themselves. Their bullpen's already not great, and I think they're hurting their bullpen more because now they're taxing their bullpen more because they're starting him every 4 or 5 days, and he's only pitching 3 innings. And now your bullpen has to make it another 5 or 6. So I think the Dodgers are mishandling that. I think it'd been better to use him as a closer or a couple innings in relief here and there to get him ready.
And I wouldn't even worry about him starting pitching until next year. They could have put him in the bullpen and got him ready for next year. That's a good point. I agree with you.
I wouldn't even put him in the bullpen. I wouldn't even put him in the bull. I'll just let him keep hitting, and then once winter come, that's where you start having him do his pitching.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of worries me about when, Javier and possibly Garcia do come back off that IR. Garcia's been on the IR now for a year and a half, almost going on 2 full years. Javier's been on it for a little over a year now, and I don't know what to expect out of either one of those two guys because, like you said, Frankie and Gonzo and Tony, they haven't pitched in God knows how long, and I don't know how many starts it's going to – it might take them a damn month to really get used to their pitches and throwing and pit and hitters and all that. I mean, that could take a hot minute.
Because like yesterday, I even said on the show yesterday, I felt good about the Reds winning yesterday because Ohtani was pitching. Because there was a couple people said, "Oh, that's going to be a tough game. Ohtani's pitching." I was like, "No, it actually favors the Reds because he's only going to pitch."
That's crazy.
3-4 innings.
That's crazy. Imagine sitting here in 2025 and you got Gonzo over here. Like, I feel comfortable with Ohtani pitching against us. Like, that's crazy to say. That's literally. I wish Dave Roberts was watching this right now because if he is, he should listen to Gonzo. Because if you have a fan of the Cincinnati Reds, and I'm not putting you down because you guys are playing some good baseball on the Reds' part, better than last year, way better than last year. But if you have a Cincinnati Red fan sitting here saying, I feel comfortable with going up against Ohtani, that's telling you something. Stop pitching Ohtani then. Clearly he's not ready. You guys are pushing him because you want to put him ready for playoff. If you do that during the playoffs, it's going to screw you guys big time. And I agree with everything you're saying, Chris. But as a Yankee fan, and we just lost to them in the World Series, I'm absolutely loving every part of what the Dodgers are doing to their pitching right now. I'm loving it.
And what's one of the biggest weaknesses the Dodgers has? It's the bullpen.
Yeah.
And he's making it worse by doing that. That's an excellent point because, if that was your biggest strength, okay, then it might make a little more sense. But when it's one of your biggest weaknesses on the team, you're making it even worse by doing that. By having all these bullpen games, that's crazy.
Maybe the Dodgers should have kept what's his name from last year. Those two pitchers we got Walker Buehler and the other dude. You should have kept them.
Yep. There was a trade, guys. San Diego got a catcher, Freddie Furman from Kansas City Royals.
What the?
I don't know much. I don't know much about him.
What was his name again? Sandy who?
Freddie Furman.
Oh, Freddie Furman. I thought you said Sandy Furman or something. Let me make sure I heard that right. I'm sorry. No, hey, my hearing ain't always the best. That's why I had to ask you. I don't know if I heard that right.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right.
You got to catch it.
He's about to go make fun of Jay in the bathroom.
He's going to go right fuck Jay all over the bathroom seat right now.
Oh, Lord.
Boy, man, Chris is making me nervous on the show today. I didn't know what to do with my hands. Oh, shit, he's going outside to get a gun?
Well, at least he ain't here with me. I don't have to worry about the gun.
Oh, boy, I tell you what, man. Jeez Louise.
Well,
yeah.
Before we move on, I just want to say for those of you who are watching, before the trade deadline comes up and after the show and stuff, if you guys want some updated news on the current trades and stuff before the trade deadline, go ahead and hit us up on our X account, and your boy Frankie the Yankee will be posting all the trade details from after the show to the deadline, so you guys can be up to date on who's getting who's going where, and who the Astros will not be getting.
Well, I guarantee you that's probably true, Frankie. But I do want to echo that Twitter account. Frankie does a hell of a good job posting on our Twitter, and I think you're going to be surprised at the content that he puts on Twitter. He does a really good job with that. What a time.
Hall of Fame game tonight, guys. Hall of Fame game tonight. Football is officially back. Go ahead, Tony. Start it off, baby.
Yep, I'm excited for the football to start back up. I'll probably watch some of it. I'll probably watch some of that and probably watch some TNA wrestling. But I'll watch some of the football game. It's just exhibition football is a little hard to watch sometimes, but I'm gonna try to get into it.
I remember back in the day when a man said, "I'm gonna watch some TNA," that had a different meaning. But anyway,
Well, that's kind of originally why they had that name to get noticed. That wrestling company was trying to get noticed, and that's why they.
man, that ain't. Hey, you're not lying. What is it? Says right now with all the injuries, probably, but yeah, I hear you. I just don't know if that's going to happen like you want it to happen, Joe. I'm not trying to be like a buzzkill on your post, but like Frankie said earlier, you know, you don't know how it's going to happen until they come back and hit the field. So we'll see what happens.
Well, perfect example of the Reds with Green. I mean, he hadn't pitched for probably 30, 40 days at least, maybe longer. He's doing rehab assignment now. He's supposed to be the ace of the team. He comes back, you hope for the best. But that's one thing I do like. They went out and got another pitcher. They made that trade and got another arm. I think they got that just in case. And then also, then that way they have Martinez in the lineup too. but if not, Martinez goes to the bullpen.
Yeah, we saw that, Chris. We saw that.
Is it just weird? I'm pretty sure that child is maybe a year, probably 2 years old, and he's almost as tall as Chris.
Chris is running a sweatshop over there, 25 cents an hour. He grabbed that arm and said, "Get back to work, boy."
I didn't even know he was in here. I went to the bathroom. I come back and he was in here.
It's like, where you been the whole time? He's like, I've been doing a recon. I've been looking at some recon up in here.
He knows if my door's shut that he can't come in here. I probably didn't shut my door when I went to
the funny thing is, Chris, he didn't come through that door. He came through another door. He came from behind the camera.
Chris, you gonna watch any of the football game tonight?
I don't know. I'll probably be watching the Reds game.
Yeah, that's true.
Who do y'all play tonight?
Braves.
Starting the Braves. And we got that big game Saturday there at the Speedway.
That's right. Oh, that's right. That's tonight?
No, that game will be on Saturday.
The series starts
Saturday.
tonight.
Series starts tonight.
Okay.
Turn your hearing aid up.
Frankie, real quick, have you watched any of the WWE series on Netflix? Unreal.
I have actually. I watched 3 episodes of it, and every time I try to keep going on, my kids either interrupt or I try to pass out. But I did watch 3 episodes on it, and I actually, at first when they announced it, that they were doing that, I wasn't a big fan of it because I'm like, they're kind of ruining it more for WWE, because we really don't want to see things that happen back there. Like, we understand and we know that they're all friends and stuff, from outside of the ring. We know that they're close friends. We know, that their storylines and stuff. But now you're bringing the untold stuff back there. You're showing us what you guys do in Gorilla. You're showing us how you talk with the wrestlers on what you want to do and stuff like that. I get it, but you shouldn't be showing us that. I feel like it's more of it should be like a surprise for us. But then again, rewatching it, it's like it's already out. So it's like they're showing stuff that, Royal Rumble. Oh, everybody wanted CM Punk to win, and then you got Michael P. Hayes coming out saying, "Well, what about Jey Uso?" So like that's like, okay, well, now I see why they're doing it, and it's cool.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it. I watched all 5 episodes when it came out. But yeah, it was.
I watched
it's
the
pretty
first
good.
episode. I'm gonna watch some more of it tonight.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I started the Royal Rumble episode that Frankie's talking about, but I felt I was starting to fall asleep, so I turned it off so I could watch it all the way through.
Well, it's kind of like it's like they put 3 superstars in one episode, and it's like, come on, like just it's way too long. 40-something minutes to an hour of three different superstars. It's just too much.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that first episode.
I want to ask you guys. I was listening to Busted Open, and Bully Ray was on there, and Tommy Dreamer, and the host Dave LaGreca. And the big problem they had with the show is that these guys give their real names when they introduce themselves. Hey, I'm Rhea Ripley, but my real name's this. And they thought that was horrible. That was terrible. And I never even thought about it. Do you think that's a big deal? I mean, you can go to a Wikipedia page and find out their real names. I mean, it ain't like it's not out there. So it's not 30 years ago before the internet and all that stuff. Yeah, I would agree. It might be a big deal. But now I don't think it's a big deal. Do you guys think that's a huge deal?
No.
I don't not now. Years ago, before kayfabe was broke, yes, but now that that's kayfabe's been gone since the internet anyway. So you know most of that stuff. Like Frankie said, you just didn't know some of like the inner workings, like the way Gorilla worked. Like you didn't know stuff like that. Now they're showing you that, but the names, that didn't bother me. I actually in a way, because that was one of the things I noticed when I done it. I kind of liked it. I mean, I knew their names already, but I kind of liked it because it kind of showed like, hey, we're showing you how we put these stories and everything together. And these guys are characters. They're not they got their personal side, but they're also characters. So I thought I kind of liked that they done it. But if you're going to do a behind the scenes thing, you got to do it. You got to do it all the way, and I think that's what they were trying to do.
It was cool back in the day because when I was young, I honestly thought that Triple H's real name was Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Yeah. And I really did think that Kane and Undertaker were truly brothers, just like Edge and Christian. I thought they were brothers too. So it's like back in the day, it was pretty cool. Now you've grown up and you actually understand and you realize and know WWE. It's like, all right, whatever, it's cool. It is what it is. I like the episode with John Cena where they asked to name. He's like, my name is John Cena. My ring name is John Cena. My government name is John Cena.
Yeah. And then CM Punk named off like 10 different names.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
He finally did say his real name, though.
What is his real name?
Phil Brooks.
What is it?
Phil Brooks.
Phil Brooks?
Yep.
He doesn't look like a Phil Brooks.
He looks like a comedy clown.
Are you looking forward to SummerSlam, Frankie?
I am. I'm sad that I'm not going because, after seeing the matches and the match cards and stuff like that, like I'm upset that I'm not going because I said since day one when SummerSlam was coming, I'm not going both nights. I was gonna go night 2. And I'm upset that I'm not going because night 2 is having the 6-team TLC match, and that's the one. Like, we've never seen more than 4 teams in a TLC match, or maybe even 5. Because the last time we had this many teams in one TLC match, or not even a TLC match, because the last time we had these many teams in a ring was when the Hardy Boys came out. It surprises at WrestleMania, and they won the tag team titles. But that wasn't even a TLC match. That was just a regular ladder match. But they're having 6 teams for a TLC match. I'm really excited. Expect some tables to be broken. Expect some people to go through ladders. I'm expecting high-flying moves from Montez Ford. It's going to be an amazing SummerSlam. I can't wait to see it. Night 1, let's not care about it because that's the whack one. That's just like, oh, okay, let's just get these out of the way and stuff. Night 2 is where it's going to be at, baby. Night 2 is going to be interesting. I can't wait. Jay, I hope you watch SummerSlam this weekend.
Yeah, what platform again is showing SummerSlam?
Peacock.
6 p.m., 5 p.m. your time.
Yeah, I might have to stream that one. Man, don't let me get Peacock.
Yeah, Saturday and Sunday, both days.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Mel doesn't let you get Peacock. Mel don't let you have Peacock.
No, she doesn't. Because I want we're allowed to have 3 different platforms that she'll pay, or she's going to let us pay for it. It's a budget thing.
That's just mind blowing to me. She's allowing you to have 3 platforms, but she allows you to bet $50.
She does. she does because she said if you can have the $50, but that means that's your haircut money. So you might see a little Shaggy J for a while if I lose.
Jay, just take the $50, put that shit in your account, and pay your Peacock. She's not gonna know.
Oh Lord.
I'm afraid if I do that though, that she'll cut me in my sleep. So I don't know.
Just go to your
They're
just go to your
West Virginia
podcast.
people, man.
Go to your podcast room. Act like you're on a podcast, but you're watching Peacock on the thing. And if she says how you watching it, just say I'm streaming it off the TV.
Yeah, they're going to
There
have
you
over.
go. You have now solved all of my marital problems.
They're going to have over 50,000 people there for both nights. So total going to be over 100,000.
Gee, that's a lot of damn people.
I think they could fit more than
Think about that.
50,000.
50,000 people.
They could fit more than 50,000.
Oh yeah, right now night 2 is already over 50,000. Night 1 was at last time I looked was almost 48,000. And they're going to sell more tickets. Actually, I was surprised. The cheapest ticket is $93. I wish we'd have had that at Royal Rumble.
Yeah, but
Yeah, $93 seems a lot more manageable than $400.
yeah, but the seating
Yeah,
for that
yeah,
is tight
football
shit.
stadium.
Like
Yeah.
from a fan experience who sat through WrestleMania 35 at MetLife Stadium, I can tell you right now, and I sat at the cheap high seats. It's shit. You don't want to sit up there. Trust me. But if you're a big fan, listen, it was WrestleMania, and I'm not turning down WrestleMania. This is SummerSlam. It's a whole different thing, right? The SummerSlam, you're just like, okay, I'm not paying that much to sit up high for SummerSlam. WrestleMania is a whole different thing. But I could see why it's going that cheap, especially this close into the weekend.
Chris, what do we pay for Royal Rumble? Almost 200?
For what, WrestleMania?
No, for Royal Rumble. We paid almost, and we was up pretty high. But I was about 175, 180 a piece.
Yeah.
Damn.
So, okay, so
then again-
WrestleMania.
I'm sorry, Jay. Hold on. But then again,
No,
with the
you're
Royal Rumble, you got the two. You got the men and the women's, and it was one night. Imagine next year if they would have had it in Indy next year, and they have it in 2 different nights. You know, it would have probably been cheaper.
Maybe.
So if WrestleMania is WWE's like top show, right? What
That's
would be
their
the
Super
next
Bowl.
show underneath that? Would it be Royal Rumble? Is that would be the next underneath there in terms of?
I say SummerSlam.
Okay.
It goes in for me. I don't know about Jay. I don't know about Chris and Tony, but for me, it goes WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, then Royal Rumble, because you have to have Royal Rumble to lead up to WrestleMania. That's why it's called the Road to WrestleMania when Royal Rumble comes around. So it's, for me, it specifically goes in that order the way it is now: WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, and then Royal Rumble.
And I think they're going to make them all eventually 2 days. I think Royal Rumble will be 2 days. I'm not sure about Survivor Series, but Survivor Series is going to be in a stadium this year. So I mean, it's not going to be in a small place like Chicago, 20,000. It's going to be a place that holds 40, 50, 60,000 people. So yeah, my favorite is WrestleMania, and then I would say Rumble, then SummerSlam, and then Survivor Series, even though I like Survivor Series a lot because they brought more games in.
They can make it into 2 nights, Tony, honestly, because everything is, they have 2 of everything now, right? They have the 2 Royal Rumbles for the men and women's. WrestleMania, you have like many matches. The same thing with SummerSlam, you can make it into 2 nights. So they could do the same thing with Survivor Series, with War Games. Have one Saturday night, the women's War Games, and then Sunday night, the men's War Game.
Yep, I agree.
But I'm pretty sure by next year, all the major pay-per-views, just the major ones, Jay, and the major ones are the 4 that we're talking about. The major ones by next year will probably be 2 nights, starting with Royal Rumble.
I think moving the Royal Rumble to 2 nights would be a good idea. I think it would help. I think it would help the flow of the show a lot. If not trying to do 2 Rumble matches in one night, you could do the men's Rumble one night and then have your other matches and do the women's Rumble the other night. Because like with both Rumbles being on the same night, like we saw it when we was in Indy, like after that women's Rumble, that next match, nearly half the people got up to go to the bathroom and everything because they had sit there for an hour watching that women's match. So then the next match didn't get the respect that it really deserved because everybody's out at the bathroom and stuff, where and then you had another big Rumble match like that. And so you only had like 4 matches on the whole card, where if it's 2 nights, you can have some more matches. And I think it makes it a little easier on the fans watching it too, because you don't have 2-hour-long matches in the
Right.
same night.
I think it also helps with the time frame as well, right? I mean, you start off the night with the women's or men's Royal Rumble, and then you have to like quickly move on with all these other matches, because what if that Rumble went over its time slot? Now you have to quickly, fit in the time for all these matches, rush the matches to make the other. And plus, I don't like starting the Royal Rumble off with a Royal Rumble. I feel like those have always been the main events of that pay-per-view, and it should stick that way. So go ahead and have the 2-nighters and make the Royal Rumbles back to what it was and have it in the main event.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Rumble should be the main event as well.
How does I believe, I hope I'm saying that right. Hell in a Cell, right? That's know what it's called, I think. Am I saying that wrong?
They had a pay-per-view called Hell in a Cell. They don't have that no more though.
Okay.
They'll bring back the Hell Cell match on a pay-per-view if they have a big feud. If there's somebody just, they've been going at it, and the blow-off might be a Hell in a Cell, like they did with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, the last one.
So they do have like little side shows that they do outside of those big shows that they do every now and then, right? Okay.
Yeah.
It's crazy because they're doing even less dates now. Back in the day, Jay, you did. There was 365 days in a year, and them guys worked over. I mean, they worked probably 350 days, but sometimes them guys did 2 shows in one day. Back in the day, they would do an afternoon show and a night show. But back in the day, in the 70s, 80s, 90s, they would do 2 shows on Saturday, 2 shows on Sunday. I mean, and places. So, but now they're only doing. Most wrestlers they're making a lot more money, and they're only doing about 150 shows a year now. It went way down, compared to what it used to be.
Thank you, Triple H. Thank you. I'll tell you right now, if Vince McMahon was still running things, he wouldn't give a shit. He would not care. You're on that road. You're wrestling that live event. You're wrestling that freaking that pay-per-view. It doesn't matter if Vince was there. And plus, he wouldn't even care if you're getting paid cheap or expensive, paychecks. He wants you there. You don't get days off.
Yep, that's a fact.
Real quick, we switch to football just real quick. I want to talk just Jaden Daniels real quick. I'm kind of curious to get you guys' opinion. So, obviously he's going into his sophomore year. First year, he did quite well. He had, I think, like I said, he was 7th in MVP voting, 25 touchdowns, I think 9 interceptions. Really, really good year out of that young man. But he was just trying to learn the system, I think, in year 1. Now in year 2, he says he knows the system, and he's trying to develop the leadership side of that position. I got to tell you, do you think he hits a wall, or do you think this man is going to continue to pick up where he left off?
I don't think he hits a wall, but I don't know about the leadership part. I mean, I know the quarterback is usually the leader, but I think he's still going to have a good year. I just don't know how big a step he'll take as far as leadership goes. I mean, it could be a major step. I don't know, because I don't know how that team's made up. But I expect Washington to be a really good team this year. So I think they might go. I mean, they who knows? They could be the representative in the Super Bowl from that side, from the NFC. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they were, but I wouldn't be surprised if they take a step back, because I mean, it happens.
Yeah. Gonzo, he has said that last year and this year, the way he sees the football field is like night and day. The way he sees things is night and day. Do you think he improves, stays the same, or do you think he takes a step back?
I think he'll have a good year. I don't think he'll have a better year than he did last year. I actually think he might not have quite as good a year this year as he did last year, but I don't think he's going to hit a wall. I wouldn't say it's hitting a wall. I just don't. He had a real good year last year. So like if he had the same year, that's not a bad year. But I think he might do just a little less than what he did last year. I understand what you're saying about what he's saying, but that's the same. I mean, we hear every quarterback say that after their first year. We heard C.J. Stroud say that after his first season, after he had a record-breaking rookie year, and in his sophomore year, what wasn't the same. He struggled some. So I mean, it just in every year's different on a team. Last year, Washington was kind of the surprise team. Nobody expected Washington to do what they done. Now this year you're going in with expectations.
Yeah.
How does that team handle going in with the expectations? So I think he's going to have a good year because I think he's a real good player. But it wouldn't surprise me if his numbers are down maybe just a little bit from last year, just because things are different, and he don't have his number one receiver right now. Either, and I think that's a big deal if they don't get something worked out with McLaurin.
Chris, how far do you think Washington can go?
I think they could have a chance to be right back in the NFC Championship game like they were last year. I mean, I think they have that kind of talent. It's just you just never know how a team's going to respond when you get expectations put on you. But last year, nobody expected them. You know what I mean? They were playing with house money. You're playing with house money. You're playing loose. Now you got the expectations. You could tighten up a little bit. You just never know. They could go out there and they might be better than they were last year. You never know. We see a lot of guys in their second year take a little bit of a step back.
Frankie, I got a question for Frankie. So he says that he's seeing defenses better. He's seeing the defensive coverages better now, and is able to make the corrections off of what the defense is giving him. But I kind of understand where Gonzo and Tony are coming from. Do you see it that way as well, or do you have a different take?
I do see it the same way as well. I mean, I get what he's saying. You know, he could read the defense better. Listen, that's your job as a quarterback, to read the defenses, better from your rookie year, going into your sophomore year. So I expect that to, that's a no-brainer. But like what Chris said, he's most likely going into this year without his best wide receiver and Terry McLaughlin, and I feel like that's a big gap that's gonna, it'd be hard to fill in Washington. And I understand you got Deebo Samuel, but let's be real. How productive can Deebo Samuel be on that field for you? Because he's injury-prone guy the last 3 years. So, I mean, can he really be on that field for you all 17 games, 18 weeks plus playoffs? I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that he's going to be trash and, he's going to have a bad year and stuff like that. But he's definitely not going to look like the quarterback that almost took them to the Super Bowl and beating the current defending champion Eagles in the NFC Championship game coming up this year. Because like Tony said and like Chris said, you're missing a big piece of that wide receiver position in Terry, and you're going to want him there, because if it wasn't for Terry and what he did for you last year, you wouldn't have made it as far as you did.
And then they lose an offensive line, one of their big offensive linemen from last year as well. Then the guy get hurt.
Yep. And he signed, and I believe he signed somewhere. I forgot what team he went to. I know who you're talking about too. I forgot where he signed though, but he definitely left. And that's like Chris just said, that's another piece right there that's missing. Because your line is what's most important. Those are the people that are protecting you. And if you're gonna miss the person that's been protecting you hella good last year, and you expect to be protected hella good this year, I'm on a podcast. Shut up. It's not gonna happen. All right, Carson, tell the world, what do you think about the Washington Commanders? What do you think? Oh, now you want to be quiet when it comes to sports. Shut up, then.
Yeah, Frank, I agree, because I think Deebo could have a great year if McLaren's there. But without McLaren there, I think Deebo's not going to have a great year. I mean, I won't say have a bad year, but it won't be a great year. But I think with both of them there, I think Deebo could have a big year, because they're going to. I mean, it's going to be harder to key on either one of them.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. But this annoys me, Jay. I apologize to cut you off, but this annoys me. Washington did not get lucky. You don't get lucky in football. Because if you got lucky in football, Dak Prescott would have made it to the Super Bowl, and that's just. And I'm not trying to troll you. I'm not trying to troll or nothing like that. I'm
No,
being
no,
serious.
no, no. Hey, no. When it comes to that subject, oh, trust me, I'm all about what you're saying, Frankie.
It's just like you can't sit there and say Washington got lucky. They
Yeah.
played it smart. They went and they got a good quarterback. They went and they got Dan Quinn as a good coach. They had Terry McLaurin, who literally he was already good. He just needed that quarterback. So like they didn't get lucky. They're really good.
Yeah. And another thing that worries me a little bit about Washington this year, kind of piggybacking off what I was saying, was if you look at their games last year, they won a lot of games like last second. Like, and we saw a team a few years ago in like Minnesota that done that, and then you get in the playoffs and or the next year, or like Minnesota one year they won all their like three point or less games. They were winning them all. Then the next year they lost all a lot of those close games. Like if you think about how much different Washington's record could have been last year if you don't get that Hail Mary, and how often do you get a Hail Mary play like that? You know what I mean? They had some walk-off wins that were really improbable wins, and sometimes the ball don't bounce your way. And last year it seemed to bounce their way there a lot at the end.
That one win against the Chicago Bears, was it really luck or was it just stupidity on the Bears' part?
Yeah.
I think it was more stupidity on the Bears' part than it was on luck.
Didn't that guy get released right after that?
Yeah.
I thought so.
Yeah, I do think that Washington's going to do good. I just have a feeling that they're going to do well. And on the other hand, though, when it comes to the Cowboys, and I know Joe's going to hate when I say this, but I'm a realistic Cowboys fan. And right now, we are fighting more with ourselves than we are fighting for each other. And that's the biggest thing. I don't know that there's so much division within that Cowboys organization that I don't think that they had the team attitude to get where they need to go. And that's really the state I see the Cowboys in.
Hey guys, before we do this real quick before we get out of here, way too fucking early. Super Bowl predictions. Who do you think's in this? Who do you think's in the Super Bowl?
I'm going with the Los Angeles Rams and the Baltimore Ravens.
Chris, you asshole. That's what I was going with.
Yeah, I like that. If you don't mind, I'll get my super quick. I'll make it super quick. I got Ravens, and I am gonna go with Washington. I don't know. I just feel something with that team. I'm gonna go Ravens and Washington.
Is this a way too early Super Bowl prediction we're doing?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, okay. It's real easy then. It's New England Patriots, baby. We win. We holding on that 7th Lombardi Trophy, baby. It's the year. Let's go, Mike Vrabel. Bring us to the promised land again, baby.
Frankie, I would agree with you except for one thing. The Colts are coming with Indiana Jones, baby.
And if I may, since Joe has been on the show all day with us today, I think it's only fair to give what I feel like is a good representation of what Joe is going to say here if he was here doing it live with us, and it would be Cowboys Super Bowl bound, baby.
He has Dallas versus Buffalo.
Yep.
I pick Buffalo. I pick Buffalo every year, and they never make it. So I'm not picking Buffalo this year.
I almost picked Buffalo, but I think this is the year Lamar Jackson gets the Ravens over that hump.
No.
The team I
Jim
really
Harbaugh,
like,
I heard him.
I really like the Rams. I really like the Rams roster. I think they're going to be real good. I think a lot of people forget they were one play away from beating the Eagles and being in the NFC Championship game instead of Washington. So I mean, they
Ask one quick. Since you picked the
instead
Rams,
of the Eagles. I mean,
what did you think about the hire when they brought Devontae Adams over to the Rams? What do you think that's going to do for Devontae's career? Is he going to have that huge year like he did when he was out there in Green Bay, or do you think he kind of slides down?
no, I think he's gonna have a good year. I think he'll have a real good year. And if he don't have a real good year, that means that Puka Nacua is going to have a even better year. But I think teams are going to be keen on Nakua more because he's a little younger. So I think it's going to free up Adams, but it's going to help Nakua. It's going to really open up that offense now because last year they didn't have that. They didn't have a true number 2 option because Cooper Kupp wasn't healthy. Now, if you got Devontae Adams on one side and Nakua on the other side, and then with the tight end they have, and then they have some other good decent receivers. I think that offense is going to be even better. And then their defense was real young last year and was good, so their defense should even be better this year. I think they're a legitimate. I really do. I think they're a legitimate Super Bowl contender.
Frankie, I got a question about the Giants. Now
Why
that
are you
Russell
asking me about the Giants?
No, because I'm not saying you're not a Giants fan, but what I'm asking you is, you know, when you look at the Giants and when you see Russell and Tony, this goes for you too. I'd like to get your opinion as well, please. Is when you see Russell Wilson, okay, I don't know if my internet went down or not, but I think that might be my internet. Can y'all see me okay? Okay, there y'all are. How do you see Russell Wilson impacting, or how many wins do you see the Giants getting this year with Russell Wilson at the helm? That's the easy way to say it.
You want my straight up honest opinion, or do you want my hate opinion? Or do you want both?
No, honest. Oh, you know what? Give me both. What the hell?
All right, I'll give you both. My hate opinion is the Giants win at least 2 games. My actual fan podcasting analyst prediction will probably say that Russell Wilson helps the Giants win at least 4, maybe 5 games tops, because they're not fully built yet. Defensively, they're built. Offensively, they just have one weapon, and that's Malik Nabers. To me, and I feel like that's not enough. I feel like Russell Wilson's going to need more targets to throw to. And plus, if you really look at the strength of schedule, the Giants literally have the toughest schedule in the NFL. And I feel like for a young team like them, I feel like it's not gonna, be possible for Russell Wilson to be truly successful. I feel like he's just there this year to mainly help win a couple of games and also teach Jackson Dart. That's it.
You think Jackson Dart gets in to play some games? You think he maybe towards the end of the season he starts some games?
So I've been talking to a couple of Giant fans about that and stuff like that. Living in New York, it's absolutely amazing. But then again, it's also terrifying because I can't stand Giant fans because all they do, they just remind me of Cowboy fans, right? And then the only thing they can do when they talk to a Patriot fan or any Patriot fan is just remember the good old glory days of back in the past, because they can't live in the here and now.
No one talked to you about Eli Manning?
Yeah, that's all they do is they talk about Eli Manning and how we got 2 Super Bowls over you guys, and I'm like, okay, it's cool because you live in the promised land. I get it. You guys beat Tom Brady twice, but after the second time you beat him, Tom Brady enjoyed 4 more Super Bowls after that, and he's chilling. But I how can I say this? I tell them that it's more of don't start him yet because of the strength of schedule. You don't want to put your rookie out there with a tough schedule and then have him, because they did the same thing with Daniel Jones, right? You throw him out there and he doesn't look good, and then all of a sudden himself is gonna lose. How do you say it? He's gonna lose trust in himself as a football player, and then he's gonna lose the fan base behind him because they expected more from him. Like, listen, we traded up for you guys, and we traded up for Jackson Dart for another first round pick. So they expected him to be someone. But you're gonna throw him out there against top defending teams, and then you're gonna expect him to be this Patrick Mahomes type guy. It's not gonna happen. So I feel like I've said this already. I feel like you should just start Russell Wilson this year, have Jackson Dart learn under Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, right? You got 2 veteran quarterbacks. Have them learn under both of them. And then, next year you pass, you don't have to re-sign Russell Wilson, have Jackson Dart start. And then, you still have Jameis Winston as a backup who can still, teach him along the way, week by week, day by day. You can have him still learn. So I don't think they should start Jackson Dart at all this year, at all.
Right.
That's just my.
Tony, I got one question for you.
That's just me.
Oh no, Tony, I got a question to you. One last question for you is on the Giants. Is Scatabo out of Arizona State? I got a good ability to watch him when Arizona State played Texas. I thought Scatabo he's just an incredible motor. Like that guy's got a motor like I ain't seen before. It's crazy. Scatabo sits third right now on the depth chart behind Tracy and Singletary. They say he's turning heads and doing a lot of damage. How long do you think Scatabo stays in that third spot before do you think he takes over the starting spot at some point before the season begins?
I really liked him in college. When I got to see him play a couple of times, I really liked him a lot. I just don't know NFL bodies. I mean, you got the best of the best, there. I don't know if he could be an every down back. I don't physically, if his body, the way he plays, if he could take it. So I think he might be more of a guy that could only maybe run the ball 10 times a game. I mean, I don't know if he could run the ball 25 times a game in the NFL because the NFL is so much bigger, stronger. I like him, but I just don't know if he could be a starter. I wonder. I mean, I hope he is. I hope he is a huge star because I like the guy, but I just don't know.
Yeah.
I think he should be a starter.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like he should be a starter. I think I like Skidable a lot. I feel like he's a really good running back. Devin Singletary obviously is a good running back as well, but he's not the Devin Singletary that we've known from the past of his Buffalo days and stuff like that. Skidable though, he's fresh legs. He's coming off an incredible college career. I feel like if you're not going to start him, definitely have him have the second running back reps, but you can make him a second running back, but give him most of the reps, right? I feel like that's how it should go. He's a really good running back. And I think he's going to do great for the Giants, honestly.
Yeah, they say he does a really good, or has been doing a really good job in camp catching the ball out of the backfield. And I think that kind of reminds me of a Falk type guy that New England had, where you got a good motor and you can catch the ball out of the backfield. I kind of see him maybe even doing that.
Oh, Yankees just got another reliever. Yeah. They get reliever Jake Bird in a trade with the Colorado Rockies. Welcome to New York, Jake Bird. There's some birds flying over here in New York. We got a McMahon.
That's the second Rockies guy y'all picked up.
What's the matter, Chris? What's the matter, Chris? Talk to me, Chris. Chris, talk to me.
The Mets got Cedric Mullins from the Orioles.
Whoa. The Mets?
Yep.
You said the Mets?
Yep. New York Mets.
Oh, my God. They trying to be like us so bad. They want to be better than us so bad. Oh, my God. I hope Cedric Mullins break an ankle. What's going on, Chris? What's the matter? You want to talk to me?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just chilling.
You sure? You got something to say? You got something? You got to say something off your chest to Jay, don't you? Go ahead, say it.
Already done that earlier. Oh, you might have missed it.
Damn it! Can you do it again so I can see?
Hey, don't worry. I'm taking a trip up to Ohio. And me and Chris going to go dip our hands in glass, and we're just going to hash it out.
I had a feeling.
I was telling where he's going. Where you're going to Ohio? You ain't gonna see me.
Why are you going to Ohio for?
Well, I mean Indiana. I'm sorry. Well, you are a Reds fan, so I guess I see the Reds and I think Ohio. I'm going to Indiana.
Yeah, he'll be in Ohio with glass on his hands. Where's Chris?
He's gonna be writing Chris. Like, hey, yo, Chris, I'm in Ohio. Where are you? I'm about 2 more hours away from you.
Hey, I'm calling WCWO right now to see if I can line up this match, and I'm gonna pick up Glenn on the way there.
Yeah, I got access to a boxing ring. I got a Muncie Power Club. I got the keys to the place. I can get you in boxing ring. Yep.
Chris, put your gloves on.
What?
Take your back pain medication.
You just said, Chris, take your clothes off?
No. Nobody wants to see that. Anybody?
Listen, I know it's a trade deadline day, but geez, relax.
Well, we
It's
got about an
crazy
hour
now.
and 15 more minutes to go to see if the Astros actually do something or if they're just going to stay by the wayside.
You gonna be throwing a fit like sports judge?
No, not at all.
Honestly, like
No.
that's just annoying. And I hope he's watching. Jonathan, I'm gonna say your name, Jonathan Mantis. I hope you're watching, bro. All right, you're a Dodgers fan, and you got the nerve to cry and complain about the Dodgers not doing shit. For one, you just won the World Series. Two, you literally just freaking paid so many top arm players, okay, on freaking like, how do you call it again? What do you call it again? What do you call it? Deferred money.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
Deferred, yeah.
deferred money for like the next 30 years. Okay, and you got the nerve to cry because the Dodgers aren't making moves. Who freaking who?
I'll tell you what, though, Frankie. Hey, listen, mark my words on this. I can almost guarantee you this, that when that cap does go into effect on baseball, you watch. I guarantee you, it's going to put a really hard awakening on the Dodgers. I think the Dodgers really.
I want Dodgers fans to understand this. If you really wanted players at the trade deadline to make you quote unquote better, then trade some top names like Tyler Glasgow, like Blake Snell, people that are hurt that you don't believe in. Like trade some players, not minor league players, people, franchises, owners, GMs, managers, they want top name players, and you guys literally have them all, and you trying to keep them, but you're mad because you guys aren't making moves. But yet you got like freaking, you got what was about a 26-man roster, and like freaking 25 of them are top name players, and you don't want to trade them, and you're crying because you're not making moves. Boof.
Yeah,
I'm getting sick of Dodger fans. Dodger fans are reminding me of Cowboy fans, minus Jay, because it took Jay about like 5 years ago that he finally realized to stop being a true Cowboy fan. But they're starting to remind me of that. It's like, oh, we're not making moves. Boo-hoo.
Yeah.
So freaking what?
Hold on, Frankie. I am a true Cowboy fan, but I am realistic. See, that's the word. I am realistic. And a lot of Cowboys fans, I hate to say that, and I love the Cowboys fans, but they're not as realistic. They're not realistic. And it happens.
Joe with this stupid comment, the Dallas is going to surprise a lot of people. Yeah,
they might surprise. It might just not be a good surprise.
Look, you got Chris.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? It
Tony.
could be that the Cowboys shit the bed and actually the Giants take over third. I mean, I don't know. You don't know what's going to happen. So
you got Chris and Tony, who are Cincinnati Red fans, waiting for a day to at least reach the playoffs again, right? And they're not even over here crying about trades. Like they're over here like, listen, we picked up this person. This is great. Listen, I absolutely like that you guys got Zach Little. We played against him last night, and he freaking dominated us. So congratulations on getting him out of my goddamn division. That's gonna work well. That's gonna work well for you guys. But like, they need to start looking at what you guys are doing. You guys aren't out there on Facebook or on live stream saying, well, what the hell? The Reds aren't making these good trades. Like, we're getting shitty players. Why are we doing this? You guys aren't crying. Dodger fans got the nerves. Y'all just won a World Series. Y'all just signed two great arms in Glasnow and friggin' Blake Snell. You got Shohei Ohtani coming back. You know, you still got Freddie Freeman and all these guys, and you still crying because you guys aren't making trades. Like,
I do think when Blake Snell went down at the beginning of it all, that really hurt the Dodgers rotation. Like that was a big blow to that rotation.
The thing is, it's not their starting pitching though. Their starting pitching's been fine. It's been their bullpen.
The bullpen, yeah.
But the other day when we played him and Glasgow pitched, he gave up 4 runs. Mathis was on there going nuts that he's a piece of shit, that he's nothing but trash. Get rid of him. What the hell? I mean, I don't even consider him a Dodgers fan. I just consider him an idiot. I mean, I don't understand. I mean, you spend all that money. You got a great team. You just won a World Series, and all you want to do is bitch and complain.
Exactly.
I mean, that's not a fan. That's an idiot,
right?
And that, if I remember right, I don't think all 4 of the runs that Glasnow gave up was earned. I think 1 or 2 of them was off of air. That
he said he was a piece of trash. Get rid of him and all that bullshit. I just like.
because they ended up beating us 5-4 that game, right? Yeah, because that was game one.
Yep.
They ended up beating us 5-4. Yeah,
Ninth inning.
both teams had made an error. Both teams had scored a run off of error, so he didn't even give up like all those runs, like all 4 of those runs.
He thinks the Dodgers have such a good team that they should win every game and beat everybody. They should dominate everybody. Nobody should even be able to compete with them. That's how good they are. That's how good they should be. Live in the real fucking world. It's baseball. It's 162 games. You're not going to dominate everybody. You're going to have series where you lose three games to the Rockies or 2 games to the Rockies or somebody. I mean, even though they're all major league teams, I know the Rockies are bad, but the Rockies went on a 7 or 8 game winning streak at one point. I mean, they're not going to be terrible the whole time, and you're going to have a downtime. Like Houston went crazy in June. Now they're struggling in July. Everybody goes through that. The Yankees had a struggle point. Everybody has that. Every team.
Well, baseball is different from every other sport. Every other sport is success driven. Baseball is a game of failure. Like baseball is the only thing in life that you can be good at 25% of the time, and you're considered fucking good. If you do your job 25% of the time, and anything else, any other sport, anything else in life, they're kicking your ass to the curb. Baseball, if you do it 30% of the time, you're great.
You're gonna be a Hall of Famer. You do it for 10 years.
Baseball, and that's why some people can't handle and play baseball, right? Because they can't handle the failure, and you're going to fail more times in baseball than you're going to succeed. Even the greatest players of all time fail more than they succeed, and a lot of people can't handle that, and then fans can't understand that. Fans think, oh, we got these players, they make all this money that we're going to. No, it's these players you're paying all this money, they're succeeding 30% of the time or less.
Well, if you win,
that's what makes baseball so great, because it's not easy. It's one of the hardest sports you're ever going to watch or to play. That's what makes it great. But you also have to be able to understand that it's a lot of failure. It's more failure in baseball than basically anything else in life almost, but definitely than any other sport.
Yeah, if your team wins 60% of the time, you're going to be a playoff team.
I feel like Gonzo should create that show with Jonathan again, and he should.
Well, he wants to
explain this. He should explain this to him.
Mathis wants to. He wants Chris back. Something terrible.
Anyhow.
Chris, Mathis got another opportunity. He dropped Chris like a hot potato. He said, "Fuck this dude, I'm moving over here." And it lasted about a week, and then he come crying.
Typical Dodger fan.
I have stayed with Chris through good times and bad times, and I'm still here, hoping he'll love me.
It's a typical Dodger fan, right? You go and you team up with a good podcaster and Gonzo. And then you get annoyed or mad about something, and then you just drop him, right? But now you know how good he is, but you want to bring him back up again. Listen, Gonzo ain't no prostitute, all right? You can't just go ahead and buy him whenever he wants, all right?
He's a whore.
Right? He's now in the possession of ESPN, okay?
Oh shit.
He's got a strict contract here at ESPN, non-paid, fully guaranteed.
What do you say? Non-paid, fully guaranteed, with a roster bonus of 0.
Yeah.
No trade clause.
no trade clause, and it goes in perpetuity. It never ends. Oh, what a time to be alive, man. Jeez,
let's get out of here, guys.
Yeah, let's get out. Chris, take us out.
Well, we hope you enjoy the show. Hit the like and subscribe button. Follow us on all the social media platforms on X, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. We'll see you guys tomorrow here on ESPN for another episode of the Afternoon Show at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And we hope you enjoy your day. Don't forget, follow us on X to follow up on the MLB trade deadline. There you go, Chris. I got you. Now you can do it.